The year 2025 presents a unique astrological dilemma. You have an unsteady Mars going back and forth until April. Saturn transit happens in end March. Guru does a double transit, with the first one happening in mid-May. Rahu-Kethu transit happens in end of May. And then Saturn turns retrograde from July until end of November. Guru's second transit will be from the mid of October until the 5th of December. No matter what Rashi you are, there is no use in looking at the transit of just one planet. You must try to get a grasp of the net effect of all the mentioned transit. My predictions will touch mainly on Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu and Kethu.
As Saturn enters Meenam in March, this heralds the start of your 7.5-year transformative process. This is the Saturn Return or Sade Shati. If you are middle-aged, generally this will be your second Saturn Return. The second Saturn Return presents you a wonderful opportunity to mature into a responsible adult, realize your dreams, and find your purpose. There's an old saying that a ship is safest in the harbor, but that's not what the ships are made for. It's time to set the ship to sail. When a ship docks, it is secured by ropes called mooring lines. Saturn is coming to release those mooring lines one by one. The ruler for MESHA is Mars. He is fiery, bright and quick. Now, he will need to tolerate Saturn, who is dark, slow and cold. Saturn gets very weak in ARIES, but that's a different story altogether. For now, he is entering Meenam, which is your 12th house. He has been trapped in this back and forth transit between your 3rd and 4th houses for the past few months. All this will come to an end by early April. Guru is currently going through a favorable transit in 2nd house Rishabham. Guru concludes retrograde motion on February the 4th and then transits your 3rd house Mithuna from the middle of May. A few days afterwards, on May 20th, Rahu will leave Meenam to enter your 11th house Kumbha. Kethu will enter your 5th house Simha. Interestingly, Jupiter will spend only 5 months in Mithuna before entering your 4th house Karka in mid-October. Guru will be there until the 5th of December. Among all these placements, Guru is most beneficial to you in between February 4th and the middle of May. Save as much as you can during this period. As soon as Saturn enters Meena in March, he is like a disciplinary teacher catching you red-handed doing a few things wrong. He is urging you to wake up from your dreams and change your ways. This sudden demand for change can be very hard, especially when Saturn is coming fresh from your 11th house, which is your Upachaya Sthana. You would have made a large circle of friends and you may have been quite lucky with your finances. Now, the party comes to a stop. All your friends have left the party except Guru, who's still there to pick up the bills, but he too will leave the favorable 2nd house by mid-May. You will notice a steady rise in expenditure and long journeys. Some of you may get transferred to a new place. The rise in expenditure could be due to the transfer itself, or maybe it's just you who can't stay very far from your loved ones. You will willingly spend more money on long journeys so you can reconnect with your old place, your parents, home and comfort. It is the strong sense of attachment which will be the source of your expenditure. Where are the other aspects of Saturn? His 7th aspect falls on your 6th house Kanya, which is currently under the influence of both Kethu and Guru. By the end of May, both Guru and Kethu will complete their transits and leave the 6th house exposed to the full influence of Saturn. This will bring issues in health, litigation, and wasteful arguments. So learn to stay healthy and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Conflicts will arise due to no fault of yours, but that's not the issue. The issue here is you are vulnerable. Stay away from unnecessary trouble. Make sure you check any document before you sign them off, mindful of tasks that are being passed on to you because someone wants to keep their hands clean. Learn to set boundaries when dealing with others. The 10th aspect of Saturn falls on your 9th house Dhanush. This house will receive the protection of Guru once he enters Mithuna. From a favorable perspective, this will be an opportunity for you to take up a skill or an existing business into a higher level. For those pursuing higher education, Guru will ensure luck through your own efforts. Saturn's influence, however, may create situations where there are frequent differences of opinion with your superiors and people of authority. Do not let this build into a full-blown conflict. Remember, your weak 6th house means you are exposed to negative action by the others. You will quite easily lose your job if you pick up a fight with your superiors. Guru will help you but not fully protect you here. Why? Because Guru is the lord of your 12th house Meena, and Guru is the one who is hosting Saturn there. Imagine that you have two very powerful bosses. One boss is your friend, but another one is not so much your friend. Your friendly boss will remain nice to you, but the boss won't go pick up a fight with the other just to save you. After all, they are both bosses and they have mutual respect towards each other. That's the relationship between Guru and Saturn. They are neutrals. But dear Mesha, is the situation that gloomy overall? No, don't overthink. As soon as Guru leaves your 2nd house, Rahu will be entering your 11th house and remain there for 1.5 years. So Mesha Rashi folks, you're quite lucky indeed. Rahu will be taking away half the burden in the first 2.5 years of your Saturn return. And what happens next? Saturn enters retrograde motion from July 13 till November 28, 2025. And that's your discipline master going on leave. Looking back at your 11th house with Rahu already sitting in it. In other words, you are getting a real soft landing into the whole Saturn return thing. Saturn return is never continuously bad. There are always periods of good luck with the help of other planets. And in your case, it is even more exceptional with plenty of movements ensuring a comfortable ride in 2025. By early April, your Rashi Lord Mars will resume a more stable forward movement, giving you not only clarity of thought, but also help you get meaningful results from your actions. If you have been wanting to make major changes in your life, now is the time. You are already getting such a soft landing into Saturn return. Saturn is the lord of your 10th and the 11th. He is ready to reward you. But he will only reward you if you are honest, hardworking and patient. Rahu will expose you to a good network of people beginning the end of May. You can use Rahu's influence to make the right moves and build the right bridges. Luck will remain on your side, especially if you're running a retrograde Mahadasha. While Rahu brings in a steady stream of connections, your 11th Lord Saturn will be in the 12th. This connection between the 11th and the 12th houses can open up possibilities to collaboration with foreigners, international travel and trade. If Saturn is a Yoga Karaga or favorably placed in your birth chart, this combination will be very beneficial to you. If Saturn is badly placed otherwise, you can start to lose big amounts of money if you're not careful. I said Rahu will expose you to a good network of people. The problem with Rahu is he will introduce you to both good and bad people. And Rahu does everything through a smoke screen. Good people may look bad, bad one may look good. Oh Mesha, you have a lot more to learn about this world. Your love life is going to be full of ups and downs. The good thing is Venus, your lord of 2nd and 7th, will be exalted in Meena beginning the 28th of January. So Venus being your lord of 2nd and 7th is actually quite a yoga karaga. Venus will enter your own Rashi in end May, increasing your affection towards your partner. A month later, in late June, Venus will enter Rishabha, increasing your luck and earnings. What's the down part then? Pay attention to Kethu. You see, Kethu was in your 6th house, Kanni, all this while. He is now entering your 5th house, Simha, towards the end of May. For the next 18 months after, he will slowly impart some painful lessons through your 5th house. Kethu has to teach you about detachment, warn you about Maya. You will slowly feel a disconnect with your partner. I said disconnect, not necessarily a separation. You will have to struggle to get the necessary love and attention from your partner. If you have children, you will have to encounter frustration through them. Not that something bad is about to happen to your children, but it is more about you. Your children will not behave in the way that you want. They will not choose the path that you wish. Well, letting go is hard, isn't it? You may have heard from others, but now it is happening to you. The thing is, Kethu is also a bit of a wild card. One of your children can make a remarkable progress or achievement without your direct involvement. You may also acquire an extraordinary level of intelligence. And this is good, especially if you are pursuing higher studies, especially in the field of art, creativity, mathematics, stockbroking, and speculation. Beware, I said you can study about stock market, speculation, and such. Kethu's 5th transit is not at all favorable for those who love to gamble and play speculative stocks. Rahu may occasionally bring in luck, but you cannot depend on Rahu for a steady flow of luck. You see, Saturn will increase your expenditure as he enters Meenam in March. In fact, in the first 2 months, along with Rahu, you will be seeing things through a smoke screen. A promising source of income will suddenly disappear. An anticipated loss can suddenly turn into a profit. Do not be overconfident in financial matters, especially with Guru backing up your finances only until mid-May. From the end of May, remember, Kethu is also entering your 5th house while Rahu enters your lucky 11th. Rahu will give you a sudden burst of luck and income, but Kethu in the 5th will be ready to punish you if you want to gamble and speculate. Long-term investments is fine, but absolutely avoid speculation. Talking about higher studies, Guru, the lord of your 9th and 12th houses, will be transiting your 3rd house Mithuna. This is between mid-May until mid-October. You will embark on big projects or engage in high-level competition. But Jupiter also leaves Mithuna and enters Karka between mid-October to the 5th of December. After that, he re-enters Mithuna. This 1.5 month period may signal a temporary need to travel far from home, most likely in connection with the big project that you have started earlier. So you will need to take a break to go out and achieve something and return to the drawing board. Whatever big things you want to pursue, make sure you have the blessings of your father, mentor, or any other person of higher authority in your life. There will be some ups and downs in your relationship with your siblings. Do not pay too much attention to it. In summary, 2025 will signal the beginning of a very exciting phase of your life. By the end of May, once the major planetary transits are complete, you will slowly begin to understand your new trajectory, which may initially look a bit difficult, but becomes smooth once Saturn turns retrograde and Rahu enters your 11th. While Saturn's 12th transit and Kethu's departure from the 6th makes you vulnerable to the bad action of others, you need to focus on strengthening your own body and mind. Build your inner strength. Stay focused on your long-term goals. Get back to the basics. Eat healthy, exercise, understand the value of hard work, integrity, walk the path of Dharma, pray and learn to be patient. Life will return to a stable direction towards December. And by the way, do you know the meaning of a foundry? That's Foundry. Look it up. Saturn is preparing you to become a forged metal, and the process first begins in the foundry. In his next transit, Saturn will turn you from a piece of forged metal to a valuable tool. If you watch the Avengers, try to recall Thor's enchanted hammer. You are being slowly shaped into that hammer. Not any other hammer, Thor's enchanted hammer. Chin up, look straight, go for the bullseye.